Fred Hampton, Black Panther leader from Chicago, who was assassinated at the age of 24 by the FBI, he believed in starting a rainbow coalition, basically a radical group of every color and creed that would be united behind a common cause. I don't think hardcore is quite that radical, but I think it has the building blocks to be. I think hardcore is this place where everyone of every color, creed, every gender, every walk of life can come together under one roof and enjoy something truly special together. And I think that that's what we're seeing in Indianapolis. And I think that that can be maybe the first step to maybe a better society in America. But perhaps that's a bit too optimistic. My name is Brady Turner. I run 317 shows right here in Indianapolis, DIY booking, promotion, and I also run the shows and work the door a lot of the times. I'm also in a hardcore band called Rest Assured, metallic hardcore. I've been straight edge since I was like 16. I went vegetarian around the same time at 16. Went vegan at 17, and now at this point in time, I'm a 24-year-old. I think the big thing that drew me into this kind of music is the fact that it feels more impactful, it feels more meaningful than most other genres of music. Emotions of outrage, disgust, anger. I mean, I suppose you can do it in other genres, but I feel that punk rock, hardcore, metal and metalcore are kind of the ideal vectors for those kind of feelings. And I think in our modern world, living under the sort of capitalist system that we all experience, those are really important emotions. And so for me, just aggressive music is in many ways the only thing that really satisfies me. I enjoy a lot of other music, enjoy a lot of country and some indie, some pop, but I really feel that hardcore is maybe the perfect genre. So Rest Assured kind of started as a brainchild in early spring of 2022. I had befriended Matt, the guitarist. We actually had a walk through a park, and he said to me that he had some ideas, some grimier ideas for a band. And I was basically like, you want to start a band? I know a drummer. Are you afraid? We started working on music in October, very quickly, recorded the demo, put out music right at the end of 2022, and then played our first show in January. So that's kind of the origins.
All right, you're about to perform. How you feeling right now?
A little nervous. Voice is a little sore. That's my fault. Too much screaming at practice. But I'm optimistic.
What will we do when they ought to be? What good are you when your purpose is replaced?
We want to create cool music that we really enjoy, that sounds maybe weird and uncomfortable to the standard hardcore kid, but is still undeniably hardcore. And we want, or at least I want, to be a voice for radical change. My goal with my lyrics is to communicate ideas, specifically political ideas, but maybe not exclusively political ideas, that basically keep me up at night. Things that make me uncomfortable, things that make me feel hopeless at times is kind of the idea with Rest Assured lyrics.
so hopeless. But rest assured, it gets worse.
I think a lot of bands nowadays look like they're having so much fun on stage, and I'm like, the music, rest assured, you can have fun listening to it, you can have fun moshing to it, but the music we are making doesn't sound fun, so we shouldn't look like we're having fun. We should look like we're either crazy or angry. One of those two things. So 317 Shows started in winter of 2021. I started the Instagram account with the intention of basically promoting existing shows. So if you look back at the first few posts on 317 Shows, I'm just posting other people's flyers and being like, hey, you should go to this show. From there, I also started booking shows. 317 Shows is an all ages, always situation. I am a firm believer that a 21 plus show is where scenes go to die. If the only thing happening are 21 plus shows, a scene cannot thrive. A scene is dependent on young people coming to shows, starting bands, engaging with the music. 317 Shows is a platform that supports the scene. That means giving smaller bands a chance to play with a bigger band, like a bigger touring band. The other thing is it should, at least at times, be willing to support things that aren't directly music related. That means doing benefit shows. That means hosting radical literature and vendors and things like that at shows. To me, that's what a real scene is. And so it needs these components that aren't exclusively about the music. I would say most of the time bands reach out to me. I certainly have booked shows where I've reached out to the bands, especially if it's a regional band that I just really, really like. But what I look for in a band is, do I like the way it sounds? Like, do I myself enjoy the music? And do I think other people will enjoy the music? And that's literally all it takes. Those two things. Punk, hardcore, metalcore, all of these, it seems like, especially young people, just love it. Like, love that there is a thriving underground DIY scene in Indianapolis. I really like working door at shows. Like, first off, I think there's just something about just, you know, giving the stamp or like putting on the wristband or something and like greeting people, telling them to have a good night. Like, I think that experience is just very satisfying to me. It's a way that I can get to know people. It's a way that I can see who's coming out to see the music. I get to like say hello to every friend that walks through the door. So that to me has always been super gratifying. And that's sort of how it became something that I realized I enjoyed doing so much. The first few shows that I booked, I asked some friends to make the flyers, all super talented artists, all did a really great job. And then there was like a smaller show that I was booking. I was like, well, I don't know if I want to pay a friend to make a flyer. And so I got online and just like made a digital flyer myself. And I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. And then I kind of looked at my flyer and I was like, well, it would be cooler if like, I don't know, if I did like a cut and paste kind of thing. But I started playing around with that idea, and kind of fast forward to today, I genuinely love making cut and paste flyers. I love making physical artwork out of old magazines, everything from Patriot magazines from like 2002 to a Times magazine from 1969. It's a print-off of a paper that is actually in the CIA database now, but it's how to identify a spook in the CIA. I have a lot of pieces that I've cut out of a lot of different magazines, and I have them sort of sorted in my own little weird way. And I'll look at the bands, I'll listen to the bands, and I'll basically just go for a vibe. And I just play around with pieces until I get something that I like. Sometimes it's just some cool colors. Sometimes maybe I want there to be sort of a political message to the flyer where I'm including snippets from articles, maybe imagery of US imperialism in action, something like that. I want to create something eye-catching, but something that you clearly identify as a show flyer. The actual music that the show is about is what comes first. Making sure that I'm showcasing the names of the bands as prominently as possible. And not that there's anything wrong with digital, but I just really like physical art, and I really like sort of the story you can tell with it. Fun fact for you. I used to make them 100% physical if I needed like a logo or something, like a band's logo. Like I used to literally print out the logos and then cut them out or whatever. And then I was like, damn, this shit is so hard. It's too much work. .317 shows at least what I hope that it will be and what I hope that it is trying to be. Is something that makes people feel welcome and makes people feel like they can enjoy underground music in a way that is actually meaningful. I want it to be a place where people can engage in something that is truly radical, that impacts their life significantly. Hardcore is not going to bring about a revolution, but it's certainly a place where radical ideas can flourish and people can be maybe a truer version of themselves than they can be in any other place in society. I think all over the country right now, scenes are more diverse than they've ever been and more accepting of that diversity than they've ever been. And I think that in a place like Indianapolis, in the middle of bumfuck Midwest, that is very much the case. Like, the scene is incredibly diverse because I think kids feel that it is genuinely a cool and accepting place. Like, it is a place where they can be their true self. Kids are the lifeblood. That's why I think a 21 plus show is the stupidest thing ever. Because if the 16-year-old isn't there, if the 18-year-old isn't there, if even the 20-year-old isn't there, then you're missing maybe some of the most important people that could be in that scene. DIY music, maybe not exclusively hardcore, but like going to a DIY show is one of the only places in our modern society that, a young person can truly express themselves in public and feel accepted and included. And listen, like, hardcore is not a safe space, but it's a pretty awesome place to be to get to experience that kind of thing.